we are going to get cracking on the next Shadowrun game in the series, Shadowrun DragonFall. Now, if I remember correctly, I read something that this game was actually an expansion pack to Shadowrun Returns, but was later published as its own standalone game. Maybe that's what the director's cut is. I don't know, but let's hop right into it. Shadowrun DragonFall Director's Cut. The year is 2054. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the Flux State, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofweir has only so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. If only it were that simple. Oh yeah, because we didn't get paid at the end of the last game, so... We didn't get paid at the end of the last game, so we're probably here to get a job. Yeah, we're gonna make the same dude from last game. It's just gonna be... It's just gonna be a continuation. Kriv returns. Karma. Body. Goes on strength. Let's see, what else would we want? Intelligence, we're not really going to be decking or anything. Willpower, we're not going to be doing. It's key casting. So we don't care about any of those stats. Quickness, we do like our guns though. Do like our shotguns. We'll go into rifle at a later date. We're a Shadowrunner. First name. But on the streets, they call us Doc. Confirm. Alright, the Heffield Manor. State grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance to an old castle, holdfast, cloaked in darkness. The night is peaceful. You know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Monica, listen up folks. Monica Schaefer, you ran with her back in the day, watched her get her first data jack, now she's your team leader, a Dreck Decker to boot. We're on a tight timetable. I want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes, top to bottom. Damn. Trying to get home in time for worm talk, love. Dietrich, shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, there's a lot of German in this game, so I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these fools' names. Monica's eyes twinkle with mischief, maybe. How many times have I told you, you can't trust anything that comes out of a dragon's mouth. That trid trash will rot your brain. It's educational, she grins. Besides, this should be a milk run. Security is supposed to be light. A few automatic weapons, no armor. With little luck, they'll never know we were here. Works for me, let's get paid. Monica's smile returns, wistful this time. The moonlight catches her face at a strange angle, just like old times, eh, Doc? I won't argue with the sentiment, but I'd prefer that we exercise caution, glory, razor-clawed street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral, her expression placid. They may be only private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks to her wrist-mounted comm link. A darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Iger, you in position? Iger. The comm link crackles. The response comes back low and soft. Softer than you'd expect from a troll. Affirmative. The alarm lines have been cut and I have a clear line of fire on the in-state service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Excellent. Thank you, Iger. Just doing my job. Iger out. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See, we're professionals. Alright, people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault, so we get him the data from the vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. She grins. Worm Talk is on tonight. She loves her show. Glory raises an eyebrow, slightly. I told you, it's educational. Alright, your stuff and we'll head in. Pick up. Grab a weapon. We want the shotgun. Manage. The rest of your kit. Basic frag grenade, take, med kit, trauma kit. Cool. We have a van. I actually have to go into my inventory and equip this shit. Okay, no, it's already equipped. Cool. Damn, our boy got a bit of a Sam Fisher vibe going on this game. Let's head right in. Open the door. A private museum. The owner of this estate must have money to burn. A variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic artifacts. Complete skeleton of a theropod dinosaur. It appears to be genuine. The vase in this case looks both very old and very valuable. A fine scrollwork of lapis and gold leaf decorates its exterior, and the interior sheams with the organic beauty of abalone shell. A fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. Can't help but notice that the flask looks flimsy. Maybe I'll come back for you later. I don't want to screw things up just yet. Inspect. In this cask is a display case decorated with inlaid panels of ivory scrimshot. Ooh. That's fine goods. Need to go this way. Enemy's gonna turn. Fuck that. Okay, close. Alright, so we want to move right here. We want to use single shot, kneecap, aim shot. Hit her. Right there, see if you can finish this check off. Missed! You got razor claws, let's get you to use those. Run a bomber and get her. You get behind cover, spellcaster. Missed. Missed. Got a troll back there. Heal her. Ow. What a bitch. Oof. Oh boy, kind of getting hurt. Yeah, attack him. Take him down. Let's go. Gotta get this troll out of the way, and then we go for that spellcaster. Good with their old claws. Move over here. Get that full mist. Yeah. Monica, move over here. She only got a 99% chance, so I was gonna say I'm actually gonna get him. You can go for that guy. Him with a demon. Alright, we need to take this elevator apparently. Yes, travel to the new location. The Harfeld Manor Run. So far so good. If your skirmish with security set off any alarms, you didn't hear them. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of Harfield Manor. Your payday is waiting. Data vault lies ahead. Let's get into it. Dietrich eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big frickin' vault Liebchen. Bigger than the one on the schematic. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client must have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should be on just the other side of this door. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her data jack. A quick jaunt into the matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. Alrighty. A burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on Monica's comm link. Iger, still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as she always does. We've been through this before, Iger. You're not in the KSK anymore, and that chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The same principles that apply to the flow state. Please, spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Better get used to it, Iger love. She sighs. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tell me that it needs the answer. Iger's right, Monica. We should have a second in command just in case. Monica stares at you for a moment, clearly irritated, then that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you as she speaks into her comm link. Very well, we'll do this one Iger's way. While I'm jacked in, Doc's in charge. There's a pause. Iger's voice crackles out of the comm link. Doc, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command? Listen, Iger, you asked for a decision, you got one. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you, Iger, Monica's tone is all business. Evidently, she has heard enough. The decision's made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without another word, Iger's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about that. Iger can be inflexible, the legacy of a long military career, but she knows what she's doing and she means well. It's a legitimate concern. She hardly knows me. There's a thin line between concern and insubordination. Let me know if she crosses it. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get this done. Monica turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyber deck, then glances back at you with a grin. See you on the other side. She punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace. Her fingers harmonize in the smooth, rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. Alrighty, so she's doing her data jack thing. Damn. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a moist blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down to see a nub of pink flesh hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica's, her hands outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forward to wrap the team's fallen decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly scream still ringing sharply in your head, you are only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. Pull the plug. While Glory holds Monica's head steady, you snatch the cord that connects Monica's data jack to her cyber deck. Without a moment's hesitation, you give it a solid yank and the cord comes free. A wisp of oily blue smoke traces its way from her data jack to the ceiling. The commingled scents of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing and the look of concern in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Just stay with us, Monica, okay? We're gonna get you out of here. Save your breath. Glory's voice is strained. She had a stroke, a bad one. She'll be dead before we're even back to the van. Is there anything we can do to help her? I know what I'm gonna do. Dietrich leans in close, his nose hovering inches away from Monica's. His voice is soft. It's almost a whisper. Liebchen, it's Dietrich. Tell me what did this to you? Slowly and painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. The blood welling up into her mouth comes pouring out in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make shapes as she needs. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze and something else. Hope? Führerschwing. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, then her chin drops to her chest and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fix on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gore-slick jaw goes slack, and she dies. Damn. Son of a biscuit. However we get to is probably right about here. Take shot. Well, damn. Now we're a dude down. Alright, just go ahead and run right into that. One AP to her to get her to start filling. I'll go for that nerd. What? Missed! Get over here and help me, or not, Glory, get over here and help me expectly. Probably expect reinforcements. Technically more than half. Got him. Terminal, MCPOS, building maintenance software V, version 1.01, command line interface, internal memory, checksum invalid, dock. Dietrich scans the room nervously. They've sealed the door behind us. We've got to find another way out of here. What are you doing? Monica was trying to tell me something about this terminal. It must be important. Well, got any ideas? Something tells me we're going to have company soon. Stay frosty, Dietrich. Give me a minute. The terminal continues to scroll down the terminal screen. Text continues to scroll down the terminal screen. A problem has been detected within the core component of MCPOS. Restore MCPOS to factory default settings. Yes, no. Warning, restore process will take several minutes to execute. Connecting doors and peripherals will be disarmed within complete. Yeah, hit the Y key. We're going to have to hold them off. As you watch, a number on the screen slowly begins to climb. This is going to take a while. You glance down at the second screen to see the facility is on high alert. In a place of a simple data vault, it seems you stumbled upon some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the holdfast grounds indicates that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors currently being rebooted by the system's restore process are flashing a dull red. If you're reading this display correctly, the only exit from this room is the holdfast old servant's entrance on the west side of the building. At that moment, Eager's comlink winks in a command, or Eager's image words are hard, everyone. Eager's image winks onto your comlink with a crackling sound. The image is grainy, flickering in and out. What's going on down there, rookie? Talk to me. Monica's down, Eager. The vault was set up. What? I'm sorry, Eager. We couldn't save her. Now we have to get out of here. Look for an old servant's entrance outside to the west of the main grounds. We'll rendezvous with you there. Eager's silence is thick, but when she finally responds, her tone is professional. Roger that. She cuts out without another word. Glory turns face to you, her movements smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out with a frosty monotone. What's the play, Doc? Our escape route will open in a minute. We hold tight until then. By hold tight, you mean sit here and fry anyone who comes through the door? Don't you? Pretty much, yeah. Dietrich's plain expression twists into a mask of hate. His hands begin to slowly glow with a primal energy. I can do that. I thought so. When the door locks disarm, we make a break for it. Until then, we make him pay for Monica. Dietrich and Glory nod in agreement. Alright, so posted up over here to intercept these fools coming in. Just attack that nerd, get him out of here. Start on that thing. It's a long shot to take it. Yeah, I don't think so, but it is what it is. more movement to keep up with her attacks. Figure lopping towards you is big even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. You can see it from what you can see of his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Alright friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking, steal a vase or two from the museum, no harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. But now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. The gaping maw of the minigun jerks upward in an impatient gesture loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Doc, hardened against small arms fire. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about that minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the door, before I open the hose. Step out of here and surrender, and I promise I'll make this easy. Something tells me you're going to kill us either way. True, I can't deny it, but wouldn't it be easier if you didn't fight back? The orc shrugs. You hear the distinctive whir of his Vindicator's motor spinning up to speed. The barrels begin to blur as the wheels of the weapon face to you. Haven't hit a single one. Keep rocking bleed on him though, that's something. Iger rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. The run was a trap. Oh, it was it? Iger grits her teeth and shakes her head. We can talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out of that exit. Iger slaps the side of the van. Pile in people and dock. When we get back to the Crackhouse, we're going to have a little talk. How are we now? Kreuzberg, home to nearly 500,000 people and, until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity and commerce, anarchy and control. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that calls itself Cruise Bazaar, a safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Kreuzbauer is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs play across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly disembarks the vehicle and climbs down to a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, a well-kept secret providing your team safe passage into the Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Let's get inside. Can't happen fast enough, love. The sooner we get in, the sooner I can get drunk. Let's go. You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnels gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Paul Amsel. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale, expressionless face, light glinting off the steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in, the grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she? His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on his words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the vault security system got her while she was jacked in. It was over in an instant. I've seen Monica hit black ice before. This was something way worse. Glory nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right, Iger thrusts a gloved finger in your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Brush her finger aside. That's bullshit, Iger. You weren't even in the room. No, I wasn't there, and that's exactly the problem. If I had been in your place, Monica would still be alive and with us. Instead, I left her with you, and now my friend is a corpse in a basement. Look, Iger, Doc's right. You weren't stuck in the basement with us. You don't know how things went down in there, so do us a favor and shut it down, okay? Shut it down? Fuck that. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that, but you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're gonna get burned. Iger turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4 or 5? You know how much biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? How dare you? You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your fault. That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Doc can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you in to something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. We were supposed to be on... this was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. You need to neutralize that danger. We need to know who we're dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. They say it was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Amsel nods. That much is clear. It wasn't a major enterprise. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build, and time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't just spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? Monica lived long enough to say a name. Führerschwing. She fought hard to tell us. It must be important. Ansel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Fire Wing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The Fire Wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced living in the terror of her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course. But for Germans of my generation, the name Führerschwing is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Führerschwing was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Fire Wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course, but it was an experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down into the radioactive wasteland of the SOX. The event was called the DragonFall. Oh, well, there's where the game gets its name from. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the DragonFall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were traumatic, Iger, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Führerschwing is a bit of a historical trivia, and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Iger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Führerschwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing I want to know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I will look into this. I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. Did you note anything else of value? Did you note anything else during that run that may be of value? That's all we got. That's not much. Amsel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Amsel looks pained. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her not to take the job. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him, but Monica would do anything for her cause, anything for the flow state. Actually, I'm wondering, is it flow or flux? Maybe flux. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the flux state. And that was all it took. We need to track down Monica's client and press him for information. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There's a man here in Cruz Bazaar, a Turk named Altu Burgazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Sezve. The man is also a purveyor of information. I've done business with him from time to time. And would he know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altu. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust this man. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Altu and see what he knows about Green Winters. Very well. Tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig up the information that you've uncovered dig into the information that you've uncovered already. Sparse though it may be. Okay, 5 karma. Can we use that right now? There we go. Go here. Confirm our karma. Alrighty. Dietrich turns his head at you, approaching his aging face that has a trace network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a visible degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Doc, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. We've got a fallen comrade to drink to. Take the bottle to Monica. Prost. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of butter toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand, and he takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Doc. What made you come to Berlin? I'd rather not talk about it. The end of that last game was embarrassing. I can appreciate that, boss. Honestly, I can. If it's all the same, if you're gonna be calling the shots from now on, I need to know what kind of a man you are. It was time for a change, that's all. Oh, come on, boss. Nobody moves to Berlin without good reason. If you must know, I came back for Monica. Well then, I'm sorry for your loss. Even sorrier, I mean. If a man can be such a thing. A look of profound sadness crosses Dietrich's face, and he takes another long swig on his bottle. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long, outstretched drink. And the moment has passed. He returns his attention to you. It all comes back to your girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you this, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other from way back, but she was pretty coy about those kinds of things. Why do you want to know? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. Dietrich shrugs. I don't know, I just guess that I want to get to know you. I'd get to know her better. There are some areas of her life that have always been a mystery, and if I could have shed light on any of them, I'd be appreciative. I knew Monica well enough to know what you mean. She did have a mystery about her. So what was the deal between you two? We were friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Dietrich takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Oh, pups. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy, we'll look after you. The sight of Monica's dog Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned to a full-blown howl, wouldn't stop, kept... That's when I realized something bad had happened. He closed his eyes. Looking down to those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine, then rubs his head against you. Grab Monica's bag of soy jerky treats off the table and give him one. Yeah, you get a treat, boy. He takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear he has no appetite for it, and the jerky drops to the floor. He leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Doc. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altu, mein Freund. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters when we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. Now I think we should all take a moment. He let his lips tighten for Monica. Oh, come on, Dante. You can roll around with me anytime, Pups. Mallet Hoyley, a dwarvish tech vendor, smiles at you with practice ease, her almond eyes twinkling from a dozen trim screens. She speaks a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to Data Heaven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech on my tight schedule. Okay, so you're going to be the Decker vendor. Got it. Wants us to go that way. Okay. Who are you, though? Lane. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing tall. He has a great mass barely upheld by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. Haven't been here long. New to the Crow's Bazaar, then. I heard Monica had some fresh meat in her stable. I'm Doc, by the way. Good to meet you, Doc. The name's Lesky Lane. What's your place in the Crow's Bazaar? No place, really. Just an old relic rusting away. I'll leave you be, then. Oh, wait. Did I have an option, too? There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened on her run. How'd you know? It was written all over your face. I had a feeling. Besides, Monica almost always comes around here after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue. Now you're here in her place. She's either severely wounded and outright dead. Which is it? Dead. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetic legs complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. No, it's the shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'll leave you be. I missed a guy back there. Slimmy. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be seven for me to care for. I need to see them. I wasn't aware of any church or convent nearby. She's there when I close my eyes, and I'm Maria. She says I'm to be the governess for the children. You notice the chipjack poking out beneath her young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. That story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife and the children their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? I'm gonna step away now. Yeah, we're just gonna not deal with that. Statue. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of this pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park, but the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist who welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on the screen. Hello, I'm Hubert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Statue name. This is my tribute to Victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and a parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history triads as the Siga Salut, or Goldelse. installation history. Isn't that obvious? The Siegessalue, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits, so someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I mean, what more is there to say about the artist? I'm the visionary Herbert Kunzel from the Lindwurmer. You might know me from... Okay, well there isn't much I'm known for yet, but I intend to change that. All art is born from misery after all. Okay, that's just a personal monument. The phone's ringing. It's an old, obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Pick up the receiver. A monotone pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. This is the Schockwellenreiter's contact for the keys is no more. Doc is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secure line to this keys. Please listen carefully to the following. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Who are the Schockenwalter? The Schockenwalter is fighting for the freedom and liberation of information in Berlin. The F-state manages many things, but information remains controlled. Corporations keep any information they can under lock and key, silencing dissent, silencing indiscretions, and silencing the truth. Our goal is to liberate this information so that any who wish may have access to it, so that the F-state can regulate itself based on truth. We are simply a collective of like-minded individuals working towards this cause. Continue listening. We have the phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can contain a copy of this information, return it here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it to the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for this sought-after information. Return to this location. Line goes silent. I'll keep an eye out. Okay, so if we pick up extra information on our missions, I'm guessing, like in the last game, this is one of the places we can turn them into to get paid. Let's go. I'll take it. Triage Cyber Clinic. Oh, okay, this is probably where you go to get, who are you? Zarek Flash. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. He then speaks to you, his voice surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You are here for some magic? Because Zack Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Okay, he's the magic vendor. No thanks, buddy. I'll just be on my way. Toodles. Find me a weapons vendor, I might be a little interested. You on platform? Who are you? Gunari Medbach. The Romani Patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Taven Boxtaldorf. You're here to conduct some business, and if so, I welcome you to Mechback Arms and Ammunition. Here's our weapons vendor. If not, keep right on walking. I got cash and I need weapons, dude. Hook it up. Good melee weapon. Oh, let's go sell ammo. Shit. Sell first stuff. Alright, what do you got for melee weapons? Because I have one. sure, we'll give him a new again. Community garden over here. Talismonger's shop. It's probably gonna be another magic place. What do you do, David? A pair of round eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of the crew's Bowser Street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Oh, hoy Doc, have you seen Monica about? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I got some bad news. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? It was quick. She went peacefully. That's most any of us can hope for. Yeah, look, I think I want to be alone right now. Yeah, don't blame me, buddy. Alright, now we're back at our mission destination. John Goldschmidt. Hello, my friend. The voice seems to come out of the man in the chair is as enormous as its owner. A deep, booming roar, dripping with an unrestrained mirth. Fine day for a soy calf, yes? Yes, it certainly is beautiful. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeeper cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in its own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I only tolerate him because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds to this raucous with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Ah, Altu, mein Freud, you are as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind. Once again the shopkeeper cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeep claps his hands together. What is it? The shopkeep claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist you with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Something's gonna happen if you guys don't stop interrupting me. Oh, don't mind our dear Altu. He is a peevish man, but his ire was not directed at you. Goldschmidt grins up at you from his overstuffed chair. I have the distinction of being the sole target of Altu's rage and derision. It's a badge that I delight in wearing. Nothing, I'm done with this. Until next time, my friend. Alright, Altu. The man behind the counter looks right past you and the dog following close behind. Dante, I will fetch his water dish and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Soy calf black. Very well, a soy calf. The Turk looks disgusted. Very well. He tisks to himself. Welcome, honored Effendium. Welcome. And how can Burakazi serve you today? You would like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Coffee, as in real coffee? Yes, for individuals of refined taste. Refined taste, I offer genuine bean coffee from my native Turkey. Cafe owner looks you in the eye. The tone of his voice growls low and serious. It's a top-shelf item, my friend, not for the general public. Only those for a few discerning connoisseurs who can properly appreciate it. I think I'm the sort who can appreciate it. Tell me about it. It is handpicked by my family in Turkey. It is a true delicacy of the Sixth World. This is considered a luxury even before the awakening, when bean coffee was everywhere, every street corner, they say. Burgazi leans in close, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Long hours in the shop have perfumed his body with the seeming commingled sense of coffee, incense, and applewood tobacco. Trust me, your coffee experience has been limited to soy calf. You must not deny yourself this opportunity. You will see God. Alrighty, how much? Oh, 50, we'll pay that. This is a specialty item I delivered at some cost. I cannot part with it for less than 50 new yen a cup. Pay the man. Very good. He hands you a ceramic travel cup, which he then fills to the brim with a dark, steaming liquid. The scent is intoxicating. Is there anything more I can get you? Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to dear Hamsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen into in the future, I'm always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now named Her Winters, I believe. I want to hear all about it. Ah, yes, of course, O wise one. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Bergazi spits something out in a rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. She offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you, but I'm embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. What's this trifle? The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network as part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all who live in the Cruz Bazaar. Okay, so it's basically free Wi-Fi routers. In order to maintain their, how do I say it, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough? Yes, it is. A simple job. Time-consuming and a bit tedious, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time you return, I should have your information Her Amsel requested. Okay. Let's go flush his data taps. I think you have a little progress meter on the side of the screen now, too. Let's just circle the neighborhood. Crannies. Oh, there's another one. Just keep circling the neighborhood. There's the last one. As you're resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Put the earplug in your ear. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you can make out 2 distinct voices. A nasally woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. XX, just heard, Monica, need to verify. Good for us. A sound like conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of the machinery. You can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step, wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. Continue listening. As the more conveyor belts start up, all you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly again, and it sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut. The noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ring stops. The nasally woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Silence. Her tone changes, becoming more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Silence. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. But from my perspective, the Cruz Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You hear the sound of a door opening, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. Can't make out anything more. Okay, somebody's plotting now that Monica's dead. Head back to this dude. Altu Bergazi smiles at you from behind the counter. Welcome back, honored Enfindim. How may I be of service? I finished with your little trifle, Herr Bergazi. Very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Not at all. It was good to take in the night air. I'm delighted, oh excellent one. With that out of the way, let us return to the pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out the counter. The menu for Herr Amsel, Uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to them. The death of Fräulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Bergazi gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard of the news. Monica was an important part of this community. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information Herr Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. So far, the only thing I'm not digging about this game so far is it seems a little slow build up to the action parts. Whereas I felt like in the last game we were getting in gunfights like constantly. There we go, safe house. Doc. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot and his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yeah, I spoke to Altu. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words to his... Amsel scans it, mouthing as his eyes flip back and forth. Bergazi's agent detailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of keys called DragonFall. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dogenkype. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people, we have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You're an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is commendable. That said, we believe Doc is the right choice to leave the team. There's a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable, but we know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measurable, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge? Again? She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Doc is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He led us out there in one piece. Making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocracy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, he puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter, the mission and survival. Everything else is just a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Ooh, not touching that one. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it, let's put an end to this one. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Doc, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you rather he take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear what each of you has to say. I got no quarrel with you. I'll do as the team wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes half a step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. Yeah, get him, Dante. As for my part, Doc saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I followed his lead a while longer. Lori's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Doc's. This discussion is finished, Iger. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Doc will take Monica's place as leader of this team. Running the shadows is simple. Work, survive, get paid. I plan to keep us alive long enough to find a payday at the end of this tunnel. Gloria and Dietrich nod in agreement. Dante nudges you with his head. Alright, fine. She shakes her head in exasperation. Her voice is heavy with defeat. Looks like the rookie's in charge again. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I've transferred the information that I received to your computer from All2 to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Doc. Now it's yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragonkype. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip, Iger. The U-Bahn it is. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. To avoid this loss of firepower, always carry some Bumona trauma kits into the field. They can be purchased at the Street Doc's office in Cruise Bazaar. No, I don't think oh, it's probably at the Cyber Clinic mission computer. Shadowlands BBS. We'll go through the other stuff some other time, but the Shadowlands BBS in these games is usually where you, get your, stuff. Like, your side missions. Killer in Seattle. Anyone else reading about this? The city's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch this guy. This Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree and so far no clue. Pathetic. If something like that happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good some state payroll cops are. I think this might be from a while ago because this looks like an old one. I'd have to double check the date. But I thought we were in the year 58. So that looks like it's from 4 years ago. Who say it's a he? They don't have any leads. Ha. I'll be in Seattle next week. Forward any info you have about this Ripper, and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walther MA-2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. No more threads in this post. Who is Bloods? I think that's the name. I'm still recovering vlogs. This hot dogger just trashed my LAN Trid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed all over his cartoons getting canceled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks and I'll be cleaning them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed a deck in this town. Set up your security, write some white ice programs if you can. At least make sure the kid's hair stay on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure that your ice is quick. Heavy hitting ice is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. A fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis. always running a CW. Like clockwork, I get it 'cause that's his name. If you two are finished, I did have ice on thing, tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking my land. They left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box. My security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowlands isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're gonna learn. No more posts in this thread. Okay. No more. Okay. Go back. Anything else we need to look at? Open the jobs directory. You all pending and active jobs. Alright. I guess that's it. We'll go over the lore stuff some other time, but we won't skip over it. We'll leave that whole playthrough. What's over here? I think we go to the U-Bahn. Assemble the team and travel to Das Castlehouse, search for Green Winters. Das Castlehouse Hotel and Nightclub, crown jewel of DragonFall, the filthiest keys in Berlin. Opening the door to the ground level dance club is like bashing your head into the wall of sound. Flashing lights stab your eyes and the air is perfumed with cheap synthosol and engine grease. Everything in here is cranked up to 11, a playground for the numb. Green Winters is somewhere in this building. You steel yourself for the sensory assault and step inside. The team makes a quick check of their weapons and follows you into Das Castlehouse. Troll working the door might be the shortest you've ever seen, and the thickest. Despite the pounding music and writhing bodies, his face is buried in a comic book. He looks up and gives you a cursory once-over in size. Welcome to Das Castlehouse, now under new management. Again, there's no cover, just go on in and get your fix. That's Kroner over at the bar over there. He'll take care of you. He buries his nose back into his comic book while tapping a meaty thumb on the black plastic slung from under his belt, a high-powered stun gun. Just play nice or you'll meet Herr Zapp. Have fun. I'm looking for someone, maybe you know him. I doubt it. The place is filled with interesting people just dying to meet you, so go meet him. His name's Green Winters, you know him? He puts down his comic book, his voice slows to a crawl. He makes it a point of enunciating each word. I point people to the bar. If someone starts trouble, I give them a taste of Herr Zapp. That's it. That's all I do. Okay, whatever, dude. The loud music here on the floor is way too loud for comfort. The scene going down at the bar is even louder. A dealer on duty stands impressively behind the bar. A desperate-looking young woman is pleading with them, apparently to little effect. Alright, Silke, I'm gonna explain to you how this works one more time. I get my cash, you get your cram. No cash, no cram. Period. But I need it, Kroner, come on. Her words come out in a desperate whine. Pale skin, sunken eyes, and a trembling lip all point to the early symptoms of withdrawal. And I have cash, I totally do. It's up on my room, but the guys won't let me go up there to get it. The hotel's under new management, beautiful. You don't have a room anymore. Whatever was up there, you might as well forget about it. But that was all I had, and I have to get it right. I have to get right soon. Well, maybe we could work out a little trade. Cram for services. Services? Understanding slowly shows on the young woman's face. Her eyes go wide. Come on, Kroner, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Do you want the cram or not? She sets her jaw, a look of disgust on her pallid face. That ain't never gonna happen, chummer. Not now, not ever. I give you about a half hour before the shakes set in. When that happens, you know where to find me. He turns to another customer with a smirk, leaving the desperate young woman crumpled against the bar. Bottle scotch from the color you guess the contents are at least 50% water. Maybe. It's okay. Leave me alone, okay? I got problems to deal with. Sounds like new management stole some of your property. Answer some questions for me and I'll help you get it back. I can do that out. Really? That'd be incredible. I need that money now, and I left some things in there too. You know, personal stuff. I can be very discreet. My stuff should be up in room 304. That's where me and Nadja and Sarah were staying until, well, you know. I'll be waiting here for you when you get back down. I need to get up to the hotel. Any idea who I'd talk to about that? You can talk to Frank. He's the floor manager. He'd have an elevator key. She points to the north end of the club. He's over there on the VIP balcony. The greasy jackass in the oversized suit, the one that's drooling all over that table dancer, that's Frank. Tell me what you can about the gang that's taken over the hotel. Bad guys, I mean like real bad. The gang that used to run this place wasn't all that bad. They kept the cram flowing and the prices weren't too high. They never hassled me as long as I kept buying. The new guys killed them all when they took over. Now I'm stuck dealing with assholes like Kroner. The floor manager, Frank, had a thing for my girl, Sarah. He was always coming on to her no matter how many times she told him no. I haven't seen her since the takeover, but he won't stop asking me about her. Guy's a real creep. That's about all I can think of. I steer clear of the new guys when I can. She steals a glance over at her shoulder at Kroner. A scowl on her face. I shouldn't have to tell you why. Heard of a guy named Green Winters? No, I don't think. Oh wait, yeah, I bumped into him a few days ago. I remember because the name sounded like kind of chewing gum. I don't think I remember seeing him leave, so he's probably still holed up in his room. I'm pretty sure there's still some people up there, the ones that the gangers missed. I hear they locked themselves in. What can you tell me about the layout of the hotel? Well, it's a nice enough place, you know, for a factory. Let's see, well, okay, the second floor is up on a security station. Lots of high-tech stuff up there. And I've heard stories about the penthouse level, something about a sealed vault. There's supposed to be something real valuable in there, but nobody knows what it is. That doesn't stop them from talking about it, though. Thanks, you've been very helpful. Sure thing, just hurry back with that stuff, okay? I really need it. I'm good. Okay, we don't have a high enough technician skill for that. Who's this guy? Frank. Pinned to the floor, managers. Manager's too expensive for this neighborhood and too baggy to be in his suit is a name tag. Frank, what you need? Reluctantly shifts his attention away from the elvish dancer swinging in front of him. I'm looking for a guy. Calls himself Green Winters. You know him? His face screws up with a look of disgust. Yep, sad old bastard with a data jack that uses something nasty, wears cheap glasses and drinks like a fish. What about him? I need to talk to him. Well, that would be your problem, chummer. This is my problem. I'm talking to you instead of the dancer. I need to get into the hotel. Hotel's closed. We're fumigating up there, you know, for bugs. We're in DragonFall. You think I care about a few bugs? I need a room. Look, buddy, closed is closed, and that's what we are. Yeah, I'm just gonna take your key. Application of force. Attacked Frank for his keys. Yeah, I'm not a Frank fan. There's our elevator key. There is there. Dead. do that one. Dead. Just buff the team. Nice reading, sure way. Field off, because fuck Iger. Oh, well that failed. That's okay. That's actually, yeah, nothing actually. Well, that's a sad panda. Didn't know that it would fail the mission or the side quest if we did that. Literally just a fucking giant scorpion up here. Or get in here and fucking help me murder this thing. Fuck whatever that was. A lot of rooms for us to go through, isn't it? Who are you, frightened man? Please don't hurt me, I'm just a line cook. If you let me go, I won't tell anyone, promised. What are you so afraid of? Well, you're not with those guys out there. Well, I just thought, spit it out. I thought you were one of them, you know, the gangers that took over this place and shot it up. I worked, that is to say, I worked for the previous owners. When the shooting started, I shut myself in here. They, whoever they are, haven't figured out how to override my keys yet. It's been a day and a half. I don't know how much longer I can stay in here. Tell me anything you can about this place. Okay, I think there's some sort of chop shop up on, like, room 104. Like, low-level street dog stuff. I had to deliver room service there one day when we were short-staffed. What I saw when they opened the door scared the dreck out of me. People hooked up to tubes and stuff. The door code was 5870 if you want to take a look. I need to get moving. Wait, you'll help me out here, won't you? I mean, you're not just going to leave me and die in here. there's still gangers out there, you'd be safer in there. Oh yeah, you're probably right. I'll just stay in here. The line cook steals and lands at the dead chef lying crumpled by the sink with him. That's not great company, but it's what you got. Oh, here we go. Not off to a great start in this room. Take that. Hit her again. There we go. Guests. There we go. Room 405. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. That's cheating. Get her. What we got here? Schematic for an auto-injector hyper. That's medkit, take that. Bathroom. Okay. Looking for 405, that's where Winter's room is. Let's just clear these other rooms. Well, okay, so I don't think people are going to be popping us out of there, but we'll double check. Second floor employees only, I think, is where we came from. Yeah, this is where we came from. Attached notes. 1989. Ironic. Alright, so the code is 1989. I like the bin getting into some more action. Let's see what's in here. But the scene looks eerily familiar. The man is still jacked into his smoldering computer. His face is contorted into a mask of pain. Blue smoke spills from his data jack, like Monica, and there's something else. The man's outline is wrong. It takes a moment to for the realization to sink in. His back is bent at an impossible angle. Jesus. Looks like he convulsed hard enough to break his own spine. Is that even possible? Glory gestures at the twisted form on the carpet. You tell me. Iger kneels beside the corpse, bending to peer at his face. Matches with the description that all two gave us. It's Green Winters. She straightens, glancing back over at the body before returning her attention to you. Is this what happened to Monica? I suspect that it would have. We jacked her out in time to prevent it. Still think you could have prevented Monica's death, Iger? Maybe. Iger takes another glance at the smoldering corpse, and you can still see the doubt growing in her eyes. I don't know. Kneeling to inspect the body, you find smears of blood on the carpet under Winter's right arm. Moving the arm aside, you find a number written across the floor. 9161-2. You use your PDA to take a holopic of the number and the body, and then step away. Check out this painting. Hanging on the wall is a gaudily framed painting and an imaginative still life of some kitchen objects sitting on the table. Move the painting aside, there's nothing here. Alright, what about this one? Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an impressionist landscape, inexpertly rendered into splotches of cheap acrylic. The nameplate in the frame reads Hars Mountains 2011. Move the painting aside. 9161-2, I think it was. Hey, I remember. In the the safe, you find a bundle of old, well-worn media discs. The words "Watch Me" have been hastily written on the back of them. We're gonna take them. Answer the big phone. As soon as you finish with the safe, the nearby phone begins ringing. Man on the phone. Hey there, Chief. Don't hang up. I've got a proposition for you. Okay, I'm listening. You probably noticed that this building is now under new management, right? Judging by the fresh corpses that I'm seeing strewn all over the hotel, I'm gonna guess that you don't like the new guys any better than I do. Well, I'd like to make you an offer. You help me cover my escape, I'll get you into a secure vault on the top floor. Belong to the leader of the gang that used to run this place. Trust me, it's still secure. I set up the security protocols myself. The last Decker they brought on to take a crack at it came back out on a stretcher. They haven't found too many volunteers since. You're a Decker then? That'd be an understatement, chum. More accurate to say that I'm the Decker, in these parts at least. My handle in the Matrix is Blitz. Maybe you've heard of me? Afraid not. It's okay, I run in pretty rarefied circles. Got my attention, what's in the vault? Gear, money, you know, lots of the good stuff. Well, I am a fan of good stuff. As we all are. So, shall we go grab it? Yeah, where do I meet you? Room 505, the penthouse floor. Come rendezvous here with me here, and I'll take you to the vault. Alright? And we might just score a little extra payday for ourselves on the way out. Suite. There he is. Need come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head and salute. I'm Blitz, Decker Extraordinaire at your service. I'm Doc. The vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock with a few clicks on the keypad. I built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be too careful. Clear these rooms out, make sure nobody comes in from behind. Extra arm haircut, we can at least sell that. Air room's clear. Some tells me the vault's not going to be unguarded, so I want to make sure there's nobody that's going to come up behind us. Alright, well, didn't have to wait too quickly on that, did I? I see, only get one. Down. It was a massacre. Kill every gang member in the DragonFall hospital, or hostel. I'll take it. Alright, here we go. Tap, tap, tap. Done. Wait, when did that thing get installed? Take cover. Holy fuck. Ow, ow. Blast that thing and rage troll and kill it. For haste. Start shredding him. Drug formula jazz. 1500 new yen. We'll take it. If anything, just sell it. Drone. We're gonna take that drone. Just take everything. Yeah, we got some extra government or not. Out here, we can just get the fuck out of here. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place behind. Happy to help. It must have been terrible to be stuck here. Well, it was no picnic, I'll tell you that much. Say, you wouldn't happen to need a no-pot decker, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. As it happens, yeah, we do need a decker. Excellent, fantastic. I promise you won't regret it. Blitz has joined our team. Sweet. Your team makes its way back to the nearest U-Bahn station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to Cruise Bowser, leaving the filth of DragonFall far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You lift one of the discs that you pulled from Winter's safe to the light. Reflections dance off its surface. With luck, you'll have the answers that you've been looking for. Alright, continue. Crew advancement available. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Pressing the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen will open the crew advancement menu. This icon is highlighted. One or more of your companions is eligible to learn a new combat skill. At each advancement, you may choose one of two possible combat skills for your runners. Choose wisely. Oh shit, so our homies level up in this along with us. They didn't do that in the last game. They just like auto-leveled. Sniper specialist. Yeah, if we're gonna make you anything, you're gonna be a sniper. You're already level 2. Razor specialist. Yeah, you're gonna get razor specialist. Meltdown. Locked spell electro core. Yeah, spells. Confirm all. No, those are easy choices. I got definitely certain archetypes with these guys I like above the others. News travels fast, Docs. It seems a small group of well-armed assailants entered De Kessel House Hotel earlier today and cleaned house, so to speak. If you believe the tale, the controlling gang was eliminated down to the last man. Then the assailants strolled calmly out the front door, leaving a rather interesting power vacuum for the residents of DragonFall in their wake. Amsel fixes you with a hard stare. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? It was unfortunate, but I didn't have a choice. I had to get through to Green Winters. Well, perhaps there was no other way. I applaud your dedication to completing the mission, but I would recommend subtlety where possible. Mass bloodshed is not always the best means to an end. But enough of this. We have more pressing matters to discuss. Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Iger has told me of Green Winter's death, she said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. She shouldn't, let's see, it wasn't a pretty sight. Ansel nods gravely. I know that you and Edgar have had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Hand over the discs, of course. Good God. Gingerly, Amsel lifts the disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD-RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. You know how we can read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside the data haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Hollier. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. I'm on it. Okay, so essentially our next task is we have to find a DVD player to play them. Okay, well I think that's where we're going to call it out for today. We'll pick this up next time, but thank you to everyone who watched, and remember, you're wonderful, you're awesome, and join us next time for more Shadowrun Dragonfall.